Hi everyone. I usually don't have the time to add comment to the videos, but this one is a little more complicated and I thought I would explain what's happening. In Side Solistia, the new chapter of COTC, there are high-level regions called Ouma dungeons. They drop these light crystals here that you're seeing on screen. But why do we need to farm them? Because they are used to level up new skills that come with TP and 6 stars, and also some bonus stats that we can get. So I'm going to go back to the beginning and go step by step and follow step by step the strategy. So this is the entrance to the highest part, to the highest level part of the dungeon, depth 3, so we can get more materials. And so the strategy here involves creating two parties, one to farm the mobs and the other to fight the bosses. So what you're seeing here is the party that's going to farm the mobs. So we're gonna give kilns a bunch of buffs, including Signa, Solon, and Lynette, so that kilns can kill the mobs. And the reason is that kilns can hit bow and lightning with his bow, and that kills all the mobs that can show in random encounters here. And we also want a party that can defeat the boss while still leaving 4 open slots, so that we can farm those crystals for units that we need to level up and learn new skills or TP skills or whatever. So that's the idea. And what happens in this Ouma dungeon is that there are these exclamation marks here, and we only want to open them before we know where the first mini boss is. We only want to open those with the party that can kill the bosses. That's because any one of those could have the boss, so we don't want to accidentally open it with our mob farm team, because it doesn't even have the units we are farming for. So I switched to the boss just in case this had the mini boss, opened the node, and it's not the boss. So we're going to continue exploring, but with the other team. So another important thing is that this exploration team, it has the repellent beret, which is an item that you can obtain by exchanging silver shards. And the good thing about the repellent beret is that it significantly reduces the number of encounters, which is not what we're looking for when we're farming those crystals. If we're just farming for materials, we can simply farm the easiest area, floor 1, if you will, and just do that a bunch of times and get all the materials we need. So continuing on, we're gonna go up the ladder, and this is a common thing in COTC. Transitions reset the step counter, so it takes longer for us to get the next random encounter. So I'm still looking for the exclamation marks. Here's another one. Note that I'm gonna change the party in case it's the mini boss. Open the node. It's not the boss, so we change back to our exploration party. Note that there are no A4 accessories here, so this is, as long as you have the units, this should be doable. So we continue exploring, trying to find the boss. Now this could be the boss as well, so we're gonna change the party to party number 1, and then open the node. Note, one of these nodes also reveals everything, so we kind of have a 66% chance of finding out the boss. So now it's the fight to this is the intermediate boss, and we're gonna fight them using the dagger team. It's pretty efficient. It takes only 3 turns, both for this mini boss as well as the final boss of the area. Well, let's just take a look at the fight. It should be pretty much self-explanatory. I know that Primrose EX died here, but it doesn't really matter for this first boss, because it doesn't have as much health. You'll see that we're gonna beat him quite easily, and the units do revive if they're killed. So let's get to the end of this fight, and we're gonna continue to the rest of the dungeon. Getting some buffs. Since Bargello is the one that has the move with the highest potency and we're not quite reaching cap, it's a good idea to give him the guaranteed crit if you have that. Of course, any A4s that you have that you want to use that inflict like resistance down on break, or strong A4s, you wanna put them and use them well with those 4 units. Okay, so we just beat the mini boss, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. So what we can do is change to our exploration party, and from now on we can open all of the exclamation mark dots with our exploration party, because we're not afraid that we'll open and be surprised by the mini boss. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We know we already beat the boss, so we can open this one. This is going to be the heal. So we know that our boss party is back to full HP. So we don't have to worry about running out of SP, for example, which would be very annoying. And we can keep exploring with our with this party. Again, we're sure that this does not have the boss. So just collecting some items here. And then after we collect all of the exclamation marks, we're going to be able to proceed to beat the boss. So we still have a box to open there. We can do it with our exploration party because we know it's not the mini boss. And then I'm just going to show, this is just the intermediate battle. You may run all of this without getting this battle, but this is just to show how kills, that this is a setup to kill the mobs using the fact that kills can hit everything. In this case we got everything weak to bow, but in some cases some are not weak to bow but weak to lightning, which kilns also can deal with. So we don't have to worry about bringing the units we need to level up, because these don't drop the crystals anyways. Just make sure that kills us faster than Sonia, and give Sonia the bow resistance down on break. That's Lolo's, the 4-star A4. Just so kilns can have an easier time killing these things. If you happen to have Zant A4, it's also very welcome here, of course. So we're gonna give Solon and Signa, since we don't have to save unit slots to farm, this makes it pretty efficient, so we can deal with these mobs in 2 turns only. And they don't get the chance to move, so we don't have to worry about healing as well. This one was left with a small amount of life, but we'll deal with him. Good thing is that Signa debuff helps with survivability for us as well. And there we go, now we can proceed to the final boss. Pick the last exclamation mark here. And now the boss is going to appear, the Lord of the Ouma dungeon. We use our exploration team, but since we have the repellent barrette, we don't get any more encounters here. So just swap back to our boss team. And note that we're only going to use the units in the front row, just like before, to kill the boss. So it's the same strategy basically. So just sit back and take a look at the fight. In general, you want Bargello to be the last one to move during the break turns, because then he catches all buffs and debuffs and he deals a lot of damage. But if you have a few gacha A4s, this shouldn't be a problem either. This time we get to show off Primrose EX ultimate as well. So in terms of the buffing unit, I think it's pretty viable to replace Primrose EX with something else, because the boss only gets one action, so if he's going to kill you, it's like, or should I say 2 actions. So since we have the taunt pet equipped on Canary, this should really help with that. And here comes the big damage. Bam. And there we go. So this is the strategy to beat the bosses in 3 turns only. We get our light things, the light crystals, and what follows are the it's just the gear that I used. I think most important here is Bargello's pet and giving them high level Side Solistia weapons like Nocturnal Blade for H2 and Bargello. Note that the back row units don't have anything equipped, so because they don't need it anyways. And Kills is our damage dealer, so we want him to have a powerful bow from Side Solistia, the best bow we have so far. And that would be the farm strategy. I know it's a little convoluted, but I think it kinda works. We can get something done. Thanks everyone.